Alright, and before we get started, go to mockdrafthq.com/site or mockdrafthq.com/NBA. Check out our blogs. You can also go to the main page at mockdrafthq.com. Sign up, make an NFL mock draft. Almost said NBA, but make an NFL mock draft. You can read other people's mocks. You can leave comments. You can also check out our mocks. Now, let's get into this Tim Tebow, John Elway debate. First and foremost, Elway was asked by an interviewer, does he have this quarterback of the future? Elway said, no. Do I agree with this? Do I not agree with this? I agree with this, and I agree with this on one stance and one stance only. Tim Tebow does not throw the ball very well. Let's just keep it real. This is not hate. This is just facts. When we came into the season, he was like 49.5% completion rate. Now he's hovering around 45% completion rate. Every game, this guy's getting a little bit worse throwing the football, especially under fire. I know the next number you guys are going to throw out is 4-1. Let's go to the 4-1. The Broncos defense is holding the opposing teams under 14 points a game right now. They're playing top 5 defense right now if you're not blind. I'm sorry, but Tim Tebow doesn't play safety. He doesn't play linebacker. He's not Von Miller. That's basically what's happening. Von Miller, Doomerville, Champ Bailey, all these guys are coming together, and they're really, 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 really good right now. Basically, they do what they have to do in the first 55, 56 minutes of the game to keep it a close game. And then in the last 4 minutes of the game, Tim Tebow beats the other team running. He doesn't throw a dagger touchdown pass. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Peyton Manning. He's not throwing a dagger. He's simply running. He's Vince Young. And remember, Vince Young did that for about, a year and a half, 2 years, before teams figured Vince out. And they said, you know what, this guy can only be this running. Remember the Houston game where Vince Young ran for the game-winning touchdown overtime, he took his helmet off and went screaming at the fans? That's kind of what Tim Tebow does. He runs for the game-winning touchdown, screams at the fans. That gets figured out. That gets taken away. Defensive coordinators are not going to keep letting this guy out the pocket when that's the only way this guy can beat you is if he gets out the pocket and runs. So I think that's going to get taken away. If it doesn't get taken away by the end of this season, it'll definitely be taken away next season because you have a whole off season for teams to prepare for it, especially the AFC West, who has to see this guy twice if he's still in Denver, which I don't think will happen because the way John Elway was talking, it seemed like he's already got one eye on the next move. He was at the Baylor game. He checked out Robert Griffin III. He checked out Landry Jones. And if you ask me, I think the Broncos are probably going to get the guy from USC, Matt Barkley. If they can't get Barkley, I think they're going to get Robert Griffin III. That's just my personal opinion on it. But anyways, the next guy we got to talk about real quick. Jake Plummer saying Tim Tebow needs to shut up about Jesus and needs to shut up and hug somebody and stop saying he loves the Lord or whatever. That's pretty funny because last time I remember, Jake Plummer was a pretty horrible quarterback in his own right. And Jake Plummer just needs to sit down somewhere and shut up, basically. I don't think he has any room to stand on. It's not like he won any championships in Denver. It's not like he was a great quarterback in Denver. And yes, Jake Plummer was the reason the Broncos lost to the Steelers and didn't get to the Super Bowl. Well, how many turnovers did he have in that game? This guy was throwing left-hand passes at one point when he was under pressure. Jake Plummer was awful. He had a couple games here and there where he played pretty well, threw a couple deep bombs to Rod Smith and Lilly. But other than that, Jake Plummer was terrible. So he has no room to speak on anything about Tebow winning or anything about Tebow loving Jesus because Tim Tebow is in the spotlight now. It's his time. It's his season. Jake Plummer, you had your time. You got ran out of town because you were so bad. Even after going to an AFC championship, the team still drafted a quarterback to replace you. So I think you need to sit down somewhere and shut up.